My child, my beloved, open your heart. This is not a game. This is not a coincidence. Michael himself says, "The battle has been raging for 2 hours, a war in the unseen, and now the veil has been pierced. What was hidden is about to come to light. A private investigator has been exposed. Their information is dangerous and it involves you. Stay with me. Do not scroll. Do not look away. Heaven warns. If they close this, the information will vanish. If they ignore this, they will walk blind, and what they cannot see will wound them. This is not the moment to doubt. This is the moment to lean in because your life is standing on a thin line between hidden danger and divine protection. Do you feel that sudden chill? That rush in your chest? That's not fear. That's recognition. Your spirit knows this message is for you. You didn't stumble here. You were summoned. Michael says, "Your name was whispered in the halls of heaven." God commanded the angels to release this truth, and now it has found you. Listen closely. The private investigator thought they were uncovering secrets for someone else, but heaven intervened. Their eyes were opened, their voice began to tremble. Because the deeper they dug, the more your name appeared. Your energy, your story, your fate was tied into the hidden documents. And heaven says, expose it before it destroys them. Warn them before it's too late. My beloved, pause for a breath. The warfare has been fierce. You may have felt it. Sleepless nights, heavy dreams, strange attacks on your peace. That was the clash of angels and darkness over your destiny. 2 hours in the spirit realm, a storm like no other. But you are here now because Michael refused to let you be left in the dark. This is not fiction. This is your rescue. God says, I will not let them walk blind. I will not let them be deceived. That is why I allowed this exposure. That is why the investigator was uncovered. Because the truth is dangerous, but only if they remain ignorant. With knowledge, they will overcome. With faith, they will rise. Do you wonder why your life has felt heavy, delayed, entangled in webs? It is because of what was written about you. Your name appeared in conversations you never joined. Your blessing appeared in hands it was never meant for. And someone hired a watcher, a seeker, to track what was never theirs. But they failed because heaven struck. Because Michael stood in the gap. My child, this is where your obedience matters. Michael says, if they stay until the end, the entire truth will be revealed. If they walk away, the message will vanish, and the deception will continue. Do you see why you cannot leave? Why you cannot skip this? Because your future depends on it. And hear me, the investigator was not just looking at names. They were following patterns, family ties, hidden transactions, whispered deals. And in those webs, your name appeared again and again. This was no coincidence, this was design. But heaven saw it before it reached you. And now the truth is yours to hold. Good. You are still here. This means your soul is ready. Your spirit is awake, and heaven can pour deeper now. Michael says, the one reading this is chosen. Their eyes are open. Their heart is trembling because they know this is real. Pause. Do you feel the atmosphere around you shift? That is heaven aligning your destiny. That is angels surrounding you with fire. That is God saying, do not fear, for I am with you. Do not doubt, for I have chosen you. Do not hesitate, for this message will save you. My child, my beloved, lean in closer now. The angels are pressing in. Michael's voice shakes the heavens as he repeats, this is not a game. The evidence has been revealed. A private investigator was sent into the shadows, but their findings have heaven's fingerprints all over them. And the truth they carry, it involves you. Do not take this lightly. For 2 long hours, the spirit realm was at war. Michael clashed with forces who wanted to bury this information forever. They wanted you blind, silenced, confused. But the battle was won, and now the scroll is unsealed. Your name is on it. Your story is written within it. And heaven says, deliver this to them before the enemy steals it again. Beloved, ask yourself, why do you feel your heart pounding? Why does your breath catch as you read these words? Because your spirit recognizes this truth. It has been calling out for confirmation, for clarity, for release. And now heaven answers. This is why you couldn't scroll away. This is why you stayed. Because your soul knows this is the rescue it was waiting for. Michael declares, they must know someone has been watching them. Someone has been studying them. Someone has been writing notes in the dark trying to calculate their fall. But God intervened, and their plan is crumbling now. Yes, beloved, this is why you felt eyes on you. This is why you felt restless when nothing seemed wrong. Because in the unseen, your name was being whispered in places it never belonged. Do not fear. God says, I expose what threatens my children. I shine light on every hidden hand. I will not let them be destroyed. That is why you are here. That is why this message has wrapped itself around your soul, because heaven refuses to let you walk into danger unprepared. Beloved, let me tell you what the investigator uncovered. There are papers, names, movements, connections. At first it seemed ordinary, a task they were paid to complete, but soon something strange happened. Your name rose to the surface, it appeared again and again. Threads that led back to you, patterns that circled your life. And the investigator realized this was bigger than human work. This was spiritual. Michael says, the one reading this must understand this was never just about them. This was about their bloodline, their inheritance, their divine assignment. That is why the battle lasted for hours. That is why the angels fought so fiercely. Because if they lose this truth, they lose more than they know. Pause, child. Do you feel the heat in your chest? That is your spirit catching fire. That is heaven awakening you. You are not imagining this. You are not making it up. This is real. The battle was real. The warning is real. And the rescue is real. God whispers, you have asked me, why do I feel watched? Why do I feel blocked? Why do doors close without reason? And now you know. Because forces were tracking you. Because darkness tried to build a case against you. But I broke it before it was finished. I will not let them succeed. Beloved, let me remind you, this is not fear, it is freedom. This is not panic, it is revelation. You are not being cursed. You are being cleared. For every hidden plan, there is now light. For every whisper against your name, there is now truth. For every attempt to erase you, there is now protection. Michael says, stay until the end. If they leave now, they will not see the full truth. If they stay, heaven will reveal every piece and they will walk out victorious. Good. You are still here. This means your heart is brave. This means your soul is strong. This means heaven can trust you with deeper secrets. The investigator's discovery was not the end. It was the beginning. And now you will see what even they could not. My child, my beloved, do not turn away now. The air around you is trembling, because heaven is still speaking. Michael's voice is thundering across the unseen. Tell them the file is open. Tell them the scroll is unsealed. The investigator's hand was forced and what they wrote cannot be hidden anymore. Their notes were meant for another, but God redirected them. Their discoveries point straight to the one reading this now. Do you understand how rare this is? This is not ordinary. A spiritual battle raged for hours and every second of it was to protect this message for you. The darkness tried to burn it. The enemy tried to erase it. But the angels covered it in fire and Michael himself shielded your name with his sword. That is why it reached you. That is why it will not let you go. Beloved, let me tell you what was inside those pages. It was not numbers or meaningless names. It was bloodlines. It was inheritances. It was patterns that traced curses and blessings through generations. And again, your family's name appeared. Your history was marked. Your bloodline was tracked. But heaven said, no more. This ends now. Michael leans closer. They must know the reason their life has felt so heavy is because of what was written in secret. The reason doors kept closing was because someone was speaking their name where it didn't belong. But now it has been exposed. Now the chains are breaking. Now the curse is being lifted. Do you feel that pull in your soul? Do you feel the strange ache in your chest? That is your spirit recognizing what it has always known but could not explain. That is why your dreams felt haunted. That is why you heard whispers when no one was around, because your name was being handled in darkness. But now it is being restored in light. God says, do not fear what they wrote. Do not fear what they plotted. Fear only walking away from this message. For if they leave now, the revelation will vanish and they will never know the full truth. But if they stay, I will reveal everything. I will hand them the keys to freedom. My child, pause and notice. Why do you feel like someone is near? Why does it feel like you are not reading this alone? Because you aren't. The one you lost, the one you love, is standing behind you even now. They begged heaven to let this truth reach you. They pleaded that you would not miss it. And tonight, heaven said yes. That is why your chest feels heavy. Your eyes feel wet. Your spirit feels awake because their love is pressing against the veil, whispering, stay. Please don't skip this. Everything depends on this. Michael says, tell them what the investigator saw. Tell them the plan was to erase their inheritance. Tell them papers were being moved. Signatures were being forged. Blessings were being transferred. But the angels froze the hand that tried to sign. They stopped the deal before it could be sealed. Heaven has preserved what belongs to them. Do you see now? This is not paranoia. This is not random. This is your rescue. You were right to feel uneasy. You were right to suspect betrayal. You were right to wonder why peace never lasted long. Because someone was meddling with what was yours, but they failed. Beloved, do not underestimate this moment. Michael warns, if they ignore this, the door will close and what belongs to them will pass to another. But if they stay, they will watch the miracle unfold in real time. The choice is yours, and heaven is watching. Not to punish, but to protect. Not to threaten, but to deliver. Because God will not force you, but He will not stop calling you. Good. You are still here. This is the proof heaven needed. Your faith is strong enough to hold the truth. Your obedience is enough to open the door. And now the next part can be revealed. Beloved, hear me well. In the next 7 days, something hidden will surface. A name, a document, a secret conversation. When it appears, do not dismiss it. Do not shrug it off as coincidence. It will be your confirmation. It will be the sign that everything spoken here was real. My child, my beloved, listen with all your heart. The pages have been turned and the truth is opening wider. Michael's voice cuts through the silence like thunder. This is not a story. This is not a test. This is the unveiling of what was done in the shadows. And the one reading this has been at the center of it all. For 2 hours, the investigator thought they were working for man. But heaven redirected their steps. Every detail, every discovery, every whispered name led them to one conclusion. Your life has been tampered with. Your blessing has been targeted. Your inheritance has been threatened. And your spirit has been crying out for this moment of revelation. Beloved, do you remember the times when you felt watched? The nights you woke suddenly as though someone was in the room? The heaviness in your chest when you couldn't explain why? That was not your imagination. That was not a dream. That was spiritual warfare. The enemy had eyes on you, using people as pawns to study your steps. But Michael fought back, striking them in the unseen. And now their cover has been blown. The investigator uncovered what you could not see. They saw hands moving papers that were not theirs. They saw lips speaking curses disguised as blessings. They saw names being altered, documents being hidden, signatures being forged. And again, your name appeared in the middle of it all. Michael says the plan was to erase them. The plan was to cut them out. But heaven said, no. Pause and breathe. Do you feel your heart racing? Do you feel your body reacting? This is not fear. It is recognition. Your spirit knows these words are piercing the veil. Your soul knows heaven is finally confirming what it felt all along. God whispers, do not be afraid of what they tried to do. Be grateful that I stopped it. Be grateful that I exposed it before it was sealed. You are not a victim. You are a survivor. You are not forgotten. You are protected. Beloved, Michael is warning you still. There is someone close who is not what they seem. Their smile hides deception. Their kindness is a mask. They thought their secrets would never come to light. But heaven has recorded every word, every thought, every action. And now it is being revealed. This is why you must not ignore the signs. This is why you must not brush off your intuition. The sudden tension you feel when they enter the room. The uneasiness that washes over you when they speak. That was heaven nudging you. That was your soul screaming the truth. And this message is your confirmation. Good. You are still here. And because you stayed, heaven says, now we can trust them with more. Now we can show them what was truly at stake. Beloved, hear me. The investigator saw something terrifying. Behind the forged papers and whispered lies, there was a name. A familiar name. Someone connected to your life. Someone tied by blood or bond. They were not protecting you. They were watching you fall. Michael says, do not be shocked when the truth comes. They will try to deny it. They will try to cover it. But you will know. Your spirit will recognize them the moment their name is revealed. This is why the battle was so fierce. This is why it lasted for hours. Because the truth had to be wrestled out of darkness, and now it has landed in your hands. God declares, this is not to break you. This is to free you. This is not to wound you. This is to heal you. I reveal so you can rise. I uncover so you can walk in peace. I expose so you can finally claim what has always been yours. My beloved, you may feel like crying right now. Let the tears come. They are holy. They are the release your soul has been waiting for. They are proof that the weight is lifting, that the chains are breaking, that the light is shining through. Michael lifts his sword and says, tell them if they stay until the end, I will personally cut the final chain. If they leave now, they will walk away bound. But if they stay, their freedom will be sealed in heaven and on earth. Child, you are not here by accident. Every step, every delay, every heartbreak, every closed door led you here. You have arrived at the divine intersection where truth and destiny collide. The investigators' findings were not meant to destroy you. They were meant to wake you. And now the question is, will you believe? Will you stay? Will you let heaven finish what it started? My child, my beloved, keep your heart steady. The air is heavy because truth is pressing in. Michael's voice is strong, unshaken, echoing through the unseen. This is not rumor. This is not speculation. This is revelation. And the one reading this must hear it to the very end. The investigator did not stumble onto your name by mistake. They followed trails of silence, hidden deals, broken promises, and each trail circled back to you. It was as if your life was the secret thread holding the puzzle together. At first they thought it was coincidence, but after hours of warfare in the spirit they realized this was no accident. This was design. This was destiny. Beloved, your family line has been carrying secrets, buried truths, whispered betrayals, hidden hands that moved behind the curtain. And the investigator touched what no one dared to touch. They saw how blessings meant for you were delayed. They saw how opportunities with your name on them were stolen. They saw the shadows that tried to erase you and they trembled. Michael says the reason their chest feels heavy, the reason their eyes are watering even now is because their soul knows this is the unveiling. This is the moment everything hidden is being brought into the light. Do you remember the times you sensed something was wrong but had no proof? The moments when your spirit screamed but your mind doubted. That was heaven speaking. That was your soul remembering what was buried. And now finally the proof has surfaced. God whispers, do not fear the exposure. Do not fear the truth. For truth is not your enemy. It is your freedom. Lies kept you bound. Deception kept you blind. But today I remove the veil. Today I break the silence. Today I uncover what was meant to crush you. Pause, beloved. Feel the shift around you. That is not imagination. That is heaven confirming you are safe. That is Michael's wings shielding your destiny. That is your loved one in spirit whispering your name as a prayer. They begged for this moment. They pleaded for you to finally see what they could not say, and heaven granted their request. The investigator wrote down a name, a familiar name, one that has smiled at you, one that has walked with you. But in their secret heart, they were working against you. Michael says, "Do not be surprised when the face is revealed. Do not be shocked when the mask falls, for heaven has seen their heart all along." Beloved, this is why your battles felt so personal, because they were. The attacks weren't random, they were directed. The betrayals weren't accidents. They were designed. But God says, "Even what they plotted I turned into protection. Even what they planned I blocked. They tried to erase you, but I engraved you deeper in my hand. Good. You are still here. Do you see how rare this is? Most would have walked away. Most would have dismissed it. But not you. Your soul stayed. And because you stayed, the revelation can go deeper." Michael declares, "Tell them the investigators' notes were not only about danger, they were about destiny. Tell them they carry evidence of the miracle that is coming. Tell them their name is tied to a blessing so great that darkness trembled when it was revealed." Yes, beloved, that is the truth. The reason you have been attacked so hard is not because you are cursed. It is because you are chosen. The reason the battle has been fierce is because the blessing is enormous. The reason the warfare lasted hours is because the enemy feared what you are about to receive. Child, God says, "I do not reveal without restoring. I do not expose without protecting, and I do not warn without promising." This message is not only a warning, it is a promise. The promise that what was hidden is now broken and what was stolen is returning. But you must remain. You must keep your spirit open. Michael says if they walk away now, the final piece will be lost. If they stay, the truth will be sealed into their life forever. Beloved, hear me. In the next 72 hours, a sign will appear. Something small, something ordinary, but it will burn in your spirit. It will be the confirmation that heaven is speaking. Do not dismiss it. Do not explain it away. That sign will prove you are not forgotten, not forsaken, not erased. My child, my beloved, hold steady. The scroll is opening wider now, and what is written upon it cannot be denied. Michael's voice pierces through the silence. Tell them what the betrayal was after. Tell them what the investigator uncovered. Tell them what was almost stolen before the angels stepped in. Beloved, this is not about something small. This is not about passing trouble. This was about inheritance. This was about destiny. This was about the very blessing that God placed upon your name before you were even born. The investigator saw it clearly. Papers shifting. Documents whispered about in secret. Blessings marked to be rerouted. Property, resources, opportunities, things that carried your name were being signed into the hands of another. But heaven froze the hand that tried to move against you. Michael's sword struck, and the papers could not be finished. The deal was stopped in its tracks, and now the truth has been revealed. Do you feel the shiver in your soul? That is your spirit recognizing the weight of this moment. You have felt blocked, you have felt delayed, you have wondered why every breakthrough slipped away. It was not your imagination, it was not your fault, it was sabotage. But the sabotage has been exposed. God says what was taken will return. What was delayed will be released. What was hidden will be uncovered. Nothing written for your name will pass to another. I will restore. I will protect. I will multiply. Beloved, pause. Let this sink deep. The reason the warfare lasted hours is because the enemy knew how valuable this was. They trembled at the thought of you discovering the truth. They shook when your name appeared in the notes because they knew the moment you believed the chains would break forever. Michael says they must understand this was not only about material things. This was about their voice, their influence, their calling. Darkness feared their light so much that it tried to silence them before they rose. That is why people turned against you without reason. That is why opportunities slipped away at the last second. That is why peace never lasted long. The enemy was trying to smother the light you carry. But here is the miracle. The light cannot be extinguished. The blessing cannot be stolen. The calling cannot be erased because your name is etched in heaven's book, sealed by God's own hand. Beloved, listen to the whispers in your chest. Do you hear them? That is your loved one, the one who left this world too soon, speaking across the veil. They are saying, "Do not doubt this. Do not walk away from this. I begged for you to hear this truth. I asked heaven to open this moment for you. Do not let it slip through your fingers." Good. You are still here. And because you stayed, heaven can reveal more. Michael leans close. Tell them the betrayal came from someone they trusted, someone whose face they know, someone who hid behind love, but spoke their name in shadows. But the mask is falling. The truth is surfacing. And when it does, they will know beyond a doubt who it was. Beloved, do not fear the revelation. It will not break you. It will free you. It will confirm what your soul already suspected but could not prove. And once you see, you will never be bound again. God declares, "I am the God of restoration. What was delayed is returning double. What was stolen is coming back multiplied. And the one reading this will rise above every plot, every whisper, every hidden hand." But Michael warns they must stay until the end. They must not walk away. If they leave now, they will not receive the final instructions, and without those the enemy will try again. But if they stay, the protection will be sealed. Beloved, the next 7 days are marked. Watch carefully. A conversation will expose itself. A name will slip unexpectedly. A piece of paper will appear where you least expect it. And in that moment you will know. The hidden hand will be revealed, and heaven's word will be proven true. My child, my beloved, the heavens are still open. The scroll has not closed, and Michael's voice is steady like fire in the storm. Tell them this betrayal will not end in loss. Tell them this exposure is not their ruin. It is their release. The trap that was set for them will become the path that elevates them. What the enemy designed for destruction, God has transformed into breakthrough. Beloved, this is why you must not be afraid. Yes, the betrayal was real. Yes, the deception cut deep, but it did not end you. It cannot end you because your life is written in God's hands, and no hidden hand can erase what heaven sealed. Do you see how powerful this is? What was uncovered was not only darkness. Inside those notes were also clues about your future, clues about the doorways opening, clues about blessings delayed but not denied, clues about miracles circling back, waiting for the right moment, and now the moment has arrived. Michael says the evidence is clear. They were meant to rise. That is why the opposition was relentless. That is why the shadows fought for hours. But the war is over. Heaven has won. And now the one reading this will see the victory unfold. Pause, beloved. Let this sink into your soul. Do you feel the trembling inside? That is not fear. It is destiny awakening. That is the sound of your spirit remembering what it was promised before time began. And heaven is reminding you now so that you will not give up, so that you will not miss what is coming. God whispers, "Child, I know the tears you shed in secret. I know the loneliness that nearly consumed you. I know the nights you asked me if you mattered, if you were forgotten. And I answer now. No, you were never forgotten. Not for 1 second. The delay was not denial. The silence was not absence. It was preparation. And now I am moving openly for you. Beloved, this betrayal was supposed to destroy your confidence. It was supposed to silence your voice. It was supposed to chain your destiny to fear. But instead, it has become the very proof that you are chosen. The greater the battle, the greater the calling, the deeper the wound, the brighter the healing, the louder the lies, the stronger the truth that follows. Michael leans in closer. Tell them their story is shifting now. Tell them their pain is turning into testimony. Tell them their scars are becoming their crown. Tell them their voice will break chains not only for themselves but for many others. Beloved, can you feel your spirit lifting? That heaviness you carried is loosening. The confusion is beginning to clear. The fog is fading because light is flooding the very places darkness tried to hide. You are not cursed. You are crowned. You are not forgotten. You are favored. You are not broken. You are becoming whole. Good. You are still here. And because you stayed, heaven is releasing the next truth. The investigators' notes did not just uncover danger. They also confirmed what heaven has been trying to tell you. You are walking into a season of restoration. Everything stolen will be returned. Everything hidden will be revealed. Everything delayed will arrive in divine timing. God declares, you will not leave this season empty-handed. You will not walk into the future blind. You will not miss what I wrote for you. My hand is stretched out. My angels are surrounding you, and my spirit is whispering, rise, receive, believe. Michael warns, stay until the end. If they stop here, they will not hear the final secret. If they stay, the last chain will break and the full blessing will be sealed. Beloved, your next 7 days are a countdown. Your next 72 hours are marked with signs. Your next 14 days will open doors you thought were shut forever. This is not random. This is not empty promise. This is heaven's design, and you are standing in the center of it now. My child, my beloved, the heavens have not finished speaking. Michael's voice is still strong and his words carry urgency. Tell them clearly, what was hidden is about to be restored. What was delayed is about to arrive. What was stolen is about to be placed back into their hands. But they must remain alert, for the blessing will come disguised and only faith will recognize it. Beloved, pause and breathe. You have felt loss. You have felt emptiness. You have felt like life drained away more than it gave. But hear me now. None of it was wasted. Every tear became a seed. Every delay became a shield. Every betrayal became proof that your destiny could not be erased. The investigators' notes revealed more than deception. Buried deep in their findings was confirmation of promises, financial blessings with your name attached, relationships that were blocked but are now being released, opportunities that circled back waiting for this exact season. Even inheritances that were written in silence, letters, documents, accounts that will suddenly surface in your path. These are not dreams. These are alignments, and they are coming quickly. Michael says the evidence is undeniable. The one reading this has endured enough. Heaven has marked them for restoration. What the enemy tried to bury will rise again. What they thought was gone forever will return stronger, greater, multiplied. Beloved, can you feel it? That stirring in your soul, that quiet voice saying something is shifting. That is not wishful thinking. That is confirmation. The shift has already begun. The atmosphere around you is changing. Doors you thought were sealed shut are unlocking in the spirit, and soon you will see them swing open in your life. God whispers, I am restoring more than what was taken. I am releasing more than what was delayed. I am giving double for the pain, double for the tears, double for the waiting. You will not only recover, you will overflow. But beloved, Michael gives this warning. The blessing will come quietly. It will not always look like what they expect. If they are distracted, if they are careless, they will miss it. But if they stay awake, if they trust their spirit, they will recognize the sign and seize it. Think of this. A conversation will carry a hidden clue. A simple word will echo louder than the rest. A small opportunity will appear ordinary at first glance, but your soul will burn when it appears. That burning is heaven saying, this is it, take it, it is yours. Beloved, good, you are still here. That is proof of your readiness. Most would have left. Most would have dismissed this. But your soul is awake. And that is why heaven can trust you with this final layer of truth. The investigator uncovered a final note. It was not written in ink. It was written in fear. Those who plotted against you were afraid of one thing, your rising. They feared your voice. They feared your influence. They feared the light you carry. And their fear is proof of your greatness. God declares, if they feared you while you were broken, imagine how they will tremble when you are restored. If they tried to silence you in your weakness, imagine what will happen when you walk in your strength. This is why I am lifting you now. This is why I am restoring you before their eyes. Beloved, your story is not ending in shame. It is rising in glory. Your scars are not marks of failure. They are crowns of survival. Your delays are not signs of rejection. They are setups for alignment. Your tears are not wasted. They are holy water for the seeds of your future, Michael says. Tell them this is not just their blessing. This is their legacy. Their rising will break chains in their family line. Their victory will light the path for those who come after them. This is bigger than them. It is eternal. So stay. Stay until the end. The last chain is about to break. The final instruction is about to be given, and once you hear it, nothing and no one will ever bind you again.